I'm very lucky that I escaped like super heavy kind of injury. And there's one time I almost dislocated my hand when I got a Kimura attack. So it can actually just rip off my shoulder. But then I was like fighting against Singapore. And in Malaysia, you know, that kind of feel with all your fans, it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, and won that match lah. But I almost lose my shoulder, yeah. Hi guys, my name is Andy Tay. I'm the founder of Elites MMA, and my current position in a national body is the Deputy President for Persatuan MMA Malaysia. And I'm also a 12-time National Martial Arts Champion. Basically, MMA in long, it's called Mixed Martial Arts, MMA, right? So in MMA, actually there's three main terms. The striking, the takedowns, and also the groundwork, or the ground attack. So from these three, we actually usually use for striking, we will try to teach them boxing, Muay Thai, or kickboxing. All the striking elements lah. And then when it comes to takedowns, we will train them in terms of jiu-jitsu and also wrestling method. And then when it comes to the ground, usually we will teach them Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So the more martial arts knowledge that you have, the more martial arts info that you have, you know, it's better for you to become a complete MMA fighter. Yeah, so that's how it actually blend up. Because every MMA fighters, they have different background. Some they have very strong striking background, some they have a very strong ground background, and some they actually all-rounder. So all-rounder is actually the best lah. But when it comes for competitions, usually we will see how we're going to fight. Because sometimes when we face someone that's very good in ground, we try to avoid the ground game. So we play more on striking. So vice versa goes to the jiu-jitsu kind of athlete. Yeah. I started MMA with Peter Davis. And Peter was, his nickname was Peter the Pistol Huge, okay? The pistol. So I was like one of his students. So with the pistol, must have a bullet lor. So I was thinking that, okay, let's put bullet. And then another way of bullet is because it's speed and fast. So previously my strength was about that lah, my speed and everything. So that's how it came to the bullet day, yeah. Elites, actually by today, it's already like 17 years of history already. I started because I got bullied in school. When I was very young, I'm very petite, and then people used to bully me. And then I have this mentality that if I were to learn martial arts, you know, I will have the kind of strength to fight them back. That's my first mentality when I joined Taekwondo, my first ever martial arts. So at the age of 10 years old, I joined Taekwondo, and then I was holding the feeling to actually revenge, you know. But by the time when I start to learn, that's why I say thanks to my educator. My coach was very good. He actually aligned my path to a different perspective. So during my training and everything, I start to involve in a lot of competitions. And by the age of 12 years old, I have represented Selangor, our state. And then by the age of 15, I ventured into national team. My path changed, everything changed. From a mind of having wanted to revenge, that 3% I still remember, and I became an athlete. And from there, it created my passion towards martial arts. And when it comes to elites, I think I have my first branch at the age of 23, if I'm not mistaken, 23. But before 23, at 21 years old, I started teaching by those like tamans, you know, like school, like those housing area. There's a field in the middle, then they have a badminton court there. I started teaching there actually. For 1.5 years, I'm teaching under the rain and sun, barefoot, taekwondo ma. So after that, I started to have my first income after that year. So that's how I actually started my first branch. And then from there, I expanded lah. And before MCO, I actually owned 4 outlets. So it's Klang, Setia Alam, PJ, and also Puchong. But unfortunately, MCO hit very hard, so I have to close down 3. And this Setia Alam is just reopened back.
Okay, ready to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, can move on and go.
I do believe everybody, when the moment they talk about MMA, right, they will think about brutality. Wow, how severe the fight is, this and that, or what kind of injury that they will get from the fights. Well, it depends on how we see the whole sport. Even football, we can say that football is also very aggressive. People will tackle each other until they broke their legs and everything. So it depends on an individual kind of perspective. For me, if I were to put MMA, I always teach my students, especially my younger students, the elements of martial arts. Meaning that how they're going to discipline themselves, how they're going to respect the elderly people, respect your master, your teacher, your coaches. So these are the elements that are very important when it comes to an educator. How we educate our children, how we educate the people. So when it comes to MMA, I think a lot of people think that they watch UFC, ONE FC, when the fights goes like, wow, how their brawling goes, like how bad their injuries and stuff. But the thing that you all didn't see is after the fight. Some fight you will see right after the fight, they will hug each other, they will say sorry to each other, they will thank each other for all the hard training and hard sparring and everything. So that's why I said, it depends on how people see in the different kinds of perspective. A knife is a knife, but if I pass to a bad guy, he will kill people. But if I pass to a good guy, I'll actually cut an apple for you. So yeah, it's all about perspective.
Cross. Cross. Here. You stay on top. Once you got the dominant, pull down. But I want you to fight back. Okay? Let's go. You're going to go 2 rounds.
The high time is always when you're in the winning lah, Sometimes during fights, menang atau kalah ada permainan. Whether you win or lose, you learn something. I think my downside is more into injuries lah. Because losing is still fine, but when you're injured, you will take time to actually recover. And then after that recovery of the injury, you will spend a lot of time on SNC, and then my teeth here are fake. I have 2 broken teeth from punches. Alright, so it's 2, here. So basically, but then it's still fine lah, because teeth can still be fixed back. And I think I'm very lucky that I escaped like super heavy kind of injury. So usually I like broken nose, all the cuts here and there. And there's one time I almost dislocated my hand when I got a Kimura attack. So it can actually just rip off my shoulder. But then I was like fighting against Singapore. And in Malaysia, that kind of feel with all your fans, it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, and won that match lah. But I almost lose my shoulder, yeah. In terms of challenges, I think there's a lot. Especially in our line, we are actually managing human, which is something that are so hard to control sometimes. Managing machine is so direct, but human is full of emotion and stuff like that. So right now, I have about nearly 20 coaches. So to manage their expectation and also letting them know what kind of vision and mission that I'm moving ahead, it's not something easy, but it's not something impossible. So you need to really plan properly and then manage their mental health. For me, I'm a kind of bosses that will really take care of their mental health. Because no matter what they do, as long as their mental health drop, they cannot perform already. So I always look into what happened behind that whole scenario. So if I can manage that well, I do believe they'll perform.
Ini position yang tepat. Bila 2 tangan dekat dalam, kita tarik.
Motivation is something I would say it's not so easy lah. I don't believe in motivation. I believe in discipline. So once you discipline yourself, motivation will come eventually. Because being motivated is just a temporary 5 minutes. But I think self-discipline is the most important thing. So what I'll do is actually put my vision and also my staff, my team members' visions always on my front. Meaning that I always see not only I achieve my own dream or things that I wanted to achieve, but also I will make sure that all my staff and team, their vision is aligned and we have the same thing. So we will chase the vision together.
Fight. And start. Ready. Good. Inside. Ready. Fight. Okay, out. Ready.
Never underestimate your own dream. And if you have your dream, go for it. Because nowadays, with all the technologies and a new way of life, things are very, very different. It won't work on the traditional way. You know, you have to be smart and don't work hard. Please, work smart. This is a new era. So this is what I want to tell you guys.
All right, thank you so much. That is our interview.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cut.
Ready?